Learfield presentation of the Oregon Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game. Big Ten champions.
Big Ten champs.
National champions, yes.
Oklahoma City bound the Oregon Ducks.
Awesome day to be a Duck, man.
Boom inside. Touchdown, Oregon.
He gets loose. Fires. Hit. Pops the three. Oh, yeah. It's all Oregon.
This is Duck Insider. Duck Insider.
It's about how to be a group of people that know how to love each other to the absolute fullest.
Pleasure, joy to be with them each and every day. And I can't wait for the future.
It's just fun to be a part of a community that cares, that is passionate, and when we come together, powerful things can happen.
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Now let's go live to the Country Financial Studio to talk Oregon Duck Athletics.
Two new additions to the Oregon football class today. It's National Signing Day, the second one for this year's recruiting cycle. We celebrate the class here on the first Wednesday of February. GoDucks.com has some details on various National Signing Day events, including an auction. Eugene Club of Springfield and Eugene, for example, has a great auction that you can check out. I encourage you, if you're interested in supporting Oregon football, Oregon athletics in that way, there's some great auctions going on. And it's really all to celebrate National Signing Day. The class now complete. Those two new additions announced today. Defensive lineman Anthony Jones, not to be confused with edge rusher Anthony Tank Jones. Seriously. Two new Anthony Joneses joining the team in the same year. Also running back Brandon Smith officially joining the flock here at Oregon. We talked with Dan Lanning, Chief of Staff Marshall Malco, Offensive Coordinator Drew Maringer, and Defensive Coordinator Chris Hampton on our National Signing Day special this morning. That's available on the GoDucks YouTube and the Oregon football social media channels if you'd like to watch on demand. And we've got a lot of it for you here on Duck Insider for our radio audience and our normal weekly and daily show audience. That's all coming up. It's also National Girls and Women in Sports Day, and Oregon Athletics and Women in Flight have announced the launch of GoDucks W, a new social media initiative designed to expand the visibility, storytelling, and engagement of Oregon's women's athletic programs. More on that coming in just a moment on National Girls and Women in Sports Day. It is Women's Basketball Game Day, an all-female production and broadcast crew here tonight to celebrate National Girls and Women in Sports Day. So cool. More on that coming up. It's game day against Illinois. Huge game for Oregon women's basketball. Chris Clayton and Bev Smith have a 5:30 pregame show for you here tonight across the Oregon Sports Network. We've got Kelly Graves, we've got Mia Jacobs, and all kinds of updates from Oregon women's basketball. Let's begin today, though, with Dan Lanning, Oregon football head coach, here in the Country Financial Studio this morning, talking with Jerry and myself about all things Oregon football head coach Dan Lanning. How does it feel for you, celebrating today?
I don't know if you ever celebrate.
Really?
It's an exciting day, and we've created some awesome expectations here, and we've strive to get better every single year. It's exciting from a standpoint of I'm really excited to see what this team looks like this next year. And it's a new group, and you start almost from scratch in a lot of ways, but then you see a lot of pieces returning that are going to make this thing really strong going into the next season.
What do you like about this? I mean, I see size, I see speed, I see just about everything, and character. I think that was probably talked about several times today. That maybe not the most important, but huge.
Well, it's very important for us, and I think you just heard Coach Hampton say it. Like, for us, this is a family here. Like, the people that we work with every single day, and it's, right now when you're picking kids to come join your program, you're picking guys to come join your family. Yeah. And it's, at Thanksgiving, you don't get to pick who you're sitting across from sometimes, right? Here at Oregon, we get to pick, and we've done a really good job of picking guys that fit our culture, what we're trying to build, and they get to be an addition to, right? And that's a big plus for us.
Summarize the class for us. A couple new additions today, Coach. Just now that it is complete, what do you like about your group?
Well, I mean, just that we're looking for guys that fit and have the characteristics that we're looking for. And you said it. There's always a premium on measurables, right? You're looking for guys that check certain boxes, but there's also always outliers, and it's about signing guys with big heart and guys that can impact. I think if you look at our team last year, I think there was a lot of concerns about leadership and experience. And what you saw is some young guys that were able to contribute really quick. So when we sign players, we're trying to say, hey, can this guy be able to add value to us the day he steps on campus? I think we have a lot of players that can do that. And we always say if you're good enough, you're old enough. I've been saying it now for 4 years going into year 5. And last year you really saw that show up, whether it's a Brandon Fivey, a Naeem, a Nas Wyatt, a DeCorian Moore, a Jordan Davison, a De'Aaron Hill, like guys that were able to contribute early that's not everybody's path. It's going to look different. But we signed some guys that we feel like can make contributions early. I really like the difference in this year compared to last year's. We had some guys that came back that had the choice to keep going, and I think that speaks volumes of what they think of our culture and what we're building. So when you're able to add those pieces together, we're going to have a really good veteran presence this year in comparison to last year, where there was a lot of new faces, and certainly still a lot of new faces, but now there's somebody that can be in that role of almost mentorship for some of our players as they join aboard.
Last year, for the first time in a while, we saw a lot of very young guys, freshmen, true freshmen, play significant roles. It looks like you have some talent coming in that may be in that mix as well.
Yeah, there's always going to be that opportunity. And I think every guy that walks in this room, they say, okay, I just want to know, am I going to have the opportunity to go make an impact? And, yeah, and it's up to you. And then us as coaches, we have to take ownership of that as well as far as getting guys ready to play. I think that's something we've shown that we can do here, and guys can start to embrace the role that they have. And then as you come in, your role grows, right? And you saw that with guys on our team last year, that the role might have started off smaller at the beginning of the season and it grew throughout the season.
I'm glad that you brought that up, Coach. That was actually just what I was going to ask you. Like, you're always developing, aren't you, over the course of a season? And I feel like that's such a critical part of what you're discussing here.
Yeah, development. I always ask players as you sit down, like, okay, what's development look like? How do you measure? Because almost everybody says that matters to them in recruiting. I say, okay, what's an indicator of that? And if you look at our program, you see a group that's gone from 6 guys drafted to 8 guys drafted to 10 guys drafted to where that number continues to grow. And to me, that's a great indicator of development. You see a team that didn't have very many all-conference players to grow into a team that had several. And all those things, and some of them are really highly recruited guys. Some of them are on signing day. Nobody was celebrating them when we brought them aboard, but they grew into something really special here. So that's credit to our players for the work that they put in, and credit to our coaches and helping develop those guys.
What role do your players play in recruiting? Your current guys that are on the staff, you're at recruiting. What role do they play in that recruit process?
Yeah, they're a huge part of it. And I always say, if you want the truth, talk to the players, right? Because what's Coach Lanning going to say about this program? What's Coach Hampton, Coach Merritt? What are we going to say about this program? We're going to say all the best things. You got to do a deep dive. You got to get in there and get around guys and say, okay, tell me what I'm really going to experience there. And again, you talk about healthy things within our program. There's just a lot of indicators that say this is trending the right way for us. There's a lot of programs across the nation. We're going to year 5. I've never had to let go of a coach. What's that say? All right, we got coaches that are outstanding, right? We're good at picking them. We're good at developing them, and guys have left for opportunities to become head coaches. John, I think that's an indicator of a healthy program. You look at players that have chose to come here and the success that they've had. That's a great indicator. But I think always talking to players, when they can find out, hey, it's not going to be easy if you come here, but you're going to have somebody that really cares about you, I think that's a great indicator.
Well, and coaches and staff that get those dream opportunities be head coaches in some cases, right? And yet you still put together this great recruiting class. How do you do that, Coach? What's that say about your culture?
Well, I just think it's the challenge for everybody to get better, right? As good as we are, right? The great thing here is we've set an expectation. There's really one goal, right, that we have to accomplish that hasn't been done yet here at the University of Oregon, but that's the expectation. That's the standard. And you get that by the success you have. And we've had a lot of success here. So if everybody challenges themselves to grow, then great opportunities are going to come. And there's a lot of other pieces there that I think college football could change to make that a lot easier. It's certainly hard to go compete in the playoff when you have 2 coaches leaving for head coaching jobs and other coaches on your staff that are going other places. If we could move the calendar around, I'll always stand up here and be an advocate for it because it just makes too much sense. So, of course, we don't do it. So, that being said, this place is about growth, and my number one goal is to help people chase their dreams and goals. And we're going to have more head coaches that go on to become head coaches. We're going to have more players that go on to play in the NFL, and that's an indicator of a healthy program.
Could you talk a little bit about your recruiting staff? I mean, we hear about recruiting and the kids coming in, and we see some coordinators. Talk about your staff a little bit and how important they are to what the success you have.
That's the secret sauce, right? And everywhere you go, they're going to say, oh, the people are the separator. Obviously, here at Oregon, we have great facilities. We challenge ourselves to innovate. We've got awesome jerseys. We've got, everything that you say outside looking in that you can see from Oregon. But when you get inside, right, that's when you start to figure out the secret ingredient. And there's a million people on this staff that make our place different because of the relationship. If you come to Oregon, you're going to have a relationship with the head coach. Yeah, you're going to have a relationship with your position coach. But it's also that person in player development that's helping chip in. It's that person in recruiting. It's that person that's serving you lunch every day, down to the calf. And those things become separators for us.
It takes a village, certainly. And I'm curious, too, Coach, like, we heard so much about all of these individuals that are the player of the year in various states all across the country. Just the way that you have been able now in your tenure, this is another example, to recruit the entire country. How big of a deal is that?
Well, you have to here, right? We want to go get the best and the brightest, and we're willing to go anywhere and everywhere to do it. And it takes some elbow grease. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes great organization by our recruiting staff to make those things happen. And we have that. But we're not trying to pick the easy way. We're trying to pick the best.
This may be a difficult question to answer, maybe not. Social media has changed a lot. How has recruiting changed in general from, say, 10, 15, 20 years ago? I mean,
how is it not?
I mean,
at the end of the day, I think it's a lot like football. And the things that win football games still win football games. Who can tackle the best? Who can block the best? Right? Who can catch? Who can execute a play at a high level? In recruiting, it's a lot of the same things, but there's certainly a lot of other pieces that are tied into that. So we want to be the team that wins every factor. We want to be the Chick-fil-A, right, of our service and what we provide to student athletes as they come in here. And you want to those guys walk away with a smile on their face and that feeling that's pounding out of their chest. I got to go play at Oregon. And then there's all those other details you got to figure out too that we have to be competitive in, and we've proven we can be. Again, won't always be the best, won't always be the highest, but the experience, what you say you sign up for Oregon, that's what you're going to get.
You mentioned this earlier, but guys choosing to come back and what that says about your program. Just how excited are you about some of those guys that did choose to come back, compete for you for another year?
Yeah, I think it's we're walking into a completely different situation than last year, where you saw 10 guys go on to the NFL, and it's like, okay, we're going to have some new faces out there. We're going to have to find some new leadership. Now it's like, okay, we got some leaders coming back. What do we got to fight? We can't be complacent. Right, we're not going to get there just because we have an O on our chest. We got to do some work. So I'm excited for those guys to come back. I'm more excited to see how much they grow. What are they willing to commit to? What habit can they develop that matches the goals that they have? And so that's going to be the new exciting challenge for us as a coaching staff.
All right, since that last game, you had a little bit of time off. What's going on right now with this?
Well, we haven't had any time off, Jerry, just so you know.
No,
we went straight into recruiting.
I think your team. Maybe your team. I know you.
Yeah, they got some time off. Okay. I was in 14 states last week, so no time off.
Oh, jeez.
Sounds right.
Yeah, but that's all right.
Yeah, but you're players.
Yes. What's the question?
So
what they do?
Yeah,
probably video games and eating. Right now, we're hopping right back into it. We're starting training, so they're all back now here on campus. They're in class. Our classes actually started up while we were still in the playoff. Right, another great example of why the calendar should move. Yeah. Right, so. But we started a new semester while we were going into those last games, and those guys did get a little bit of a window of time. We call it discretionary, where they can work out on their own. They can do kind of their own, and now we're back to team activities where these guys are lifting in the morning. It's really kind of a bulk phase in your lift, where we're going to get a lot stronger, put on some weight, good weight, make sure we maintain our flexibility and prepare ourselves for what's coming up in spring ball.
Well, coming up for spring ball, we haven't had you in the studio, Coach, since some staff.
I missed it, man.
Well, thanks for being back.
Yeah.
But to that point, I mean, we just heard from Drew Maringer, Chris Hampton, just the promotion for those guys, what that means to your program moving forward.
Well, everybody wants an opportunity to advance, and we don't hand them out, right? It's the work that you see every day. I've seen Coach Maringer game planning for 4 years here, right? I've seen Coach Hampton, the impact he's made on our team in the last 3 years. It's so easy. Outside looking in, I don't think people get to see what I get to see every day, and the impact that these coaches have made on our program, the relationships they have with our players, the insight, and the contribution they make to our game plan already. It's always a team effort, and certainly somebody gets to wear that hat, but those guys have earned it by the way that they've worked, the collaborative effort, and how well they work with the other guys on their sides of the ball, the relationships they have beyond their sides of the ball, made it really easy to say, okay, this guy's a perfect fit. And you never want to put somebody in a position where they're not ready for the opportunity that they're ready for, but I'd say both these guys, have prepared their entire career and certainly prepared in their time here at Oregon to be ready for this opportunity when it came their way.
So when do the guys put the pads back on? When's spring ball tool up?
Spring ball will start for us in March, the second week of March. We'll get a couple days in and then have a spring break period and then come back. And that's when, if you stand outside our practice facility, hopefully you can hear some pads popping.
Love that. You ready? You ready? Excited?
I'm always excited, man.
Talking about practice facility, what's it like for you to walk into your office and see the stages of that new operation?
It's fun, man. It's a lot of fun. How fast it's happening, how quickly it's developing and growing, and it just creates a lot of excitement. When you can see growth taking place right outside your office, right? That's a motivating factor, and we got a lot of motivating factors here at Oregon. Yeah.
Final thought, just heading into spring ball. Summarize it for fans. What do you like about your team?
Well, I think I've kind of hit on a lot of it. You know, you got a group of guys coming back that are hungry. We all got a little sour taste in our mouth, which is awesome when the only success is measured by, okay, what can we do and how's this look at the very end of the season? So you got a motivated team. You got a bunch of guys that want to get better. I think, like I said, where there isn't an absence of leadership with this group, we got a bunch of guys coming back that are leaders that can step up and continue to develop that. And then there's some new life in the program, some new faces. There's some names that people got to learn around the building. And so I'm just excited to see that growth. And, you know, every day's a journey. We want to step in here and get 1% better every day. And if we do that, we'll be really satisfied with the result.
How's family?
I think they're good.
Yeah.
I think they're good, Jerry.
You got a month coming up. You might get to see him a little more, huh?
No, yeah. I'm excited. I got to take Clayton to tennis practice last night, and that was right after I picked him up from band. So it's kind of cool to wear some of the other responsibilities in the house.
That's cool.
That, you know, don't involve you being in the office past midnight. So getting to be around them, I'm really excited for that the next months. The great thing right now in college football is February is a dead period. Right, which means we can't have guys on our campus. We can't go visit, you know, players off campus, which I think is a really good thing. Right,
Yes.
It gives me an opportunity to be a dad this month, to go see Titan play in a flag football game. You know, just to get to be around my wife Sophia and make sure she remembers what I look like, and
That's right.
You know, spend some time around our players.
Sure. We'll enjoy that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, looking
Seriously.
forward to it.
Thank you for being here. We look forward to catching up with you again throughout the spring.
Absolutely, appreciate you guys.
That's Dan Lanning, Oregon football head coach. He was with us here in the Country Financial Studio this morning as part of our McDonald's National Signing Day special. Thanks again to McDonald's. Years of support, actually, for our National Signing Day special, the official breakfast of the Ducks. Dan Lanning assembled a pretty darn good recruiting class, huh? They're going to celebrate it at some events up in Portland tonight, and the auctions are live. Head to GoDucks.com for some more details. When we come back, National Girls, Women in Sports Day today, and a big initiative underway here at Oregon. Keep it here on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear Winter, Toyota's got 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, and that's more than any other auto brand. So you bring the action, and we'll bring the traction. Toyota, let's go places. Based on manufacturer's websites as of 10/20/25.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by one of your local branches today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Dear Winter, Toyota's got 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, and that's more than any other auto brand. So you bring the action, and we'll bring the traction. Toyota, let's go places. Based on manufacturer's websites as of 10/20/25.
Duck Insider, your home for the latest news on Oregon athletics on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
If you build a relationship, then it becomes easier. If you build trust, it becomes easier. As a parent, you want what's best for your child. To give them the love that a child needs. It's probably the best thing you can do for a teenager.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
You say you never get into a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, know it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I'm coming home to the place that I remember. Back to the land of my first love. Would you spread wide your arms for this wayward son? I left my heart in Oregon.
Doug Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mack in the Country Financial Studio. Oregon Athletics and Women in Flight have announced the launch of Go Ducks W, a new social media initiative designed to expand the visibility, storytelling, and engagement of Oregon's women's athletic programs. This really adds to what Women in Flight has done from a fundraising perspective. Women in Flight partnering with the Go Ducks creative team to rebrand and enhance that Instagram presence under the now @GoDucksW handle. Leveraging the reach of nearly 1 million followers across that GoDucks platform, GoDucksW establishes a centralized digital space dedicated to celebrating Oregon's female student athletes while strengthening community connection. More in the video that our great team put together that you might have seen on social media circulating today for National Girls and Women in Sports Day.
They always count the wins, but they never see what it took to get there. The long days, the extra reps, the setbacks, and all the times we were told no. Success has never been the whole story. Beneath it lies perseverance, grit, obsession, and the stubborn belief that anything is possible. Here, we're surrounded by women who not only believe in excellence, but demand it. Not for ourselves, for each other. This is the strength found within us. This is who we are.
National Girls and Women in Sports Day, establishing today, it seems appropriate, the new @GoDucksW platform. Rob Mullins, Oregon Athletic Director, said, quote, "The new GoDucksW platform represents another opportunity to set the industry standard in showcasing the accomplishments of women student athletes and teams at Oregon. This initiative is a powerful next step in our long-standing commitment to excellence and providing a first-class student athlete experience across Oregon women's athletes." The GoDucksW channel will feature original content, student athlete takeovers, in-season coverage, all kinds of various fun, I'll put it that way, on the GoDucksW channel. Women's sports at the collegiate level are experiencing unprecedented growth and attention. GoDucksW positions Oregon Athletics to build on that momentum by increasing visibility and ensuring today's growth leads to lasting impact. Female student athletes continue to show up, perform, and inspire at the highest level, and GoDucksW provides an innovative platform for their stories to be seen, shared, and supported. Women in Flight aims to raise awareness and financial support to achieve and maintain excellence across Oregon women's athletic programs. And the funds raised through the Women in Flight campaign provide dedicated support to enhance the female student athlete experience. And now we're just going to highlight even more of that with the GoDucksW initiative. More details on GoDucks.com. Women's basketball in action today. And here on National Girls and Women in Sports Day, I'm so proud of our entire crew of intern students that are absolutely amazing. And it's really awesome to see an entire talent team, production team, broadcast team, all females here on the crew tonight. This is such a fun celebration moment in a lot of ways. But I, for one, as someone who has worked with so many of these students and seen them all grow and just to participate in this way in the production world and in the broadcasting landscape, it's really special to see that all tonight. Many of our students have talked about how excited they are for this all-female production. So when you tune in on Big Ten Plus for the Oregon women's game tonight, or if you're at Matthew Knight Arena and you see what's happening on the board hanging from above the court, that's an entire female production team here tonight. That's pretty darn cool. More on GoDucks.com to read about a little bit of the history with how this all came together. An all-female production and broadcast team here tonight. 5:30 pregame show with Chris Clayton and Bev Smith across the Oregon Sports Network for Oregon women's basketball. We're going to get a timeout, come back. Kelly Graves in the Country Financial Studio sitting down with Chris Clayton for his weekly chat next on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by one of your local branches today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
When life blindsides you with an injury, you need a team that's tough. For over 30 years, Morgan & Morgan has been fighting for the people. This season, we're proud to partner with Oregon Athletics. Because whether it's on the field or in the courtroom, we're both determined to do what it takes to win. Morgan & Morgan, proud partner of Oregon Athletics. Injured? Dial pound law. Morgan & Morgan, 10150 Southwest 6th Avenue, Portland. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
This is Duck Insider. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Let's take a moment to breathe. Deep inhale. Extend your spine. Remain focused on what you're doing. If safe to do so, exhale slowly, leaning to one side. Inhale back to center. If safe to do so, exhale slowly to the opposite side. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. This message is brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I left my heart in Oregon. Oh, I left my heart in Oregon. Yeah, I left my heart in Oregon.
Duck Insider presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mack in the Country Financial Studio. Chris Clayton had Kelly Graves here in the studio just about a day ago, getting ready for Oregon women's basketball's home matchup with Illinois. Big one tonight, 5:30 pregame, 6 o'clock tip at Matthew Knight Arena. It is Stomp Out Cancer Night, so wear pink to Matthew Knight Arena here this evening. Kelly Graves, part of our Toyota Coaches Show, chatting with Chris Clayton.
We can confirm after Saturday's postgame conversation you did not get wet in the locker room, right?
No. But we danced and sang.
Yes, celebration still.
Yes. I think after a certain amount of time, no more water, right?
That's fair.
And at some point, don't we expect to win these games?
Yeah.
That's for when you win and in an amazing fashion or a team that maybe you weren't supposed to beat, but
and that was part
we thought we were going to win that game.
Right, and that was part of what was felt special about Saturday is it was a great win, a huge win, but it didn't feel like a huge upset because you've been so close right there, and you even won, for example, against USC, but got the job done with a huge fourth quarter, 24-11.
Yeah, the defense, we've talked about it. We've been pretty good in close games in the past, and it was usually our defense that we were able to hang our hat on, and this year we weren't able to get stops in the fourth quarter and down in crunch time, and this time was the first time. Well, not the first, but it was, we relied on our defense to give up one of the leading scoring teams in the country to 61 points overall, but only 11 in the fourth quarter is really impressive.
And Alucia Conwa had a huge first half, 23 points, only 4 in the second. So what flipped for you defensively there in the second?
Well, we put Sophia on her.
Yeah, it's a good solution.
And Sophia's really, really good. She's not going to get the Defensive Player of the Year award because that always goes to somebody who gets a lot of rebounds or block shots or steals. She's not that kind of defender. But if you want somebody to be limited, she just knows how to take away their strengths. She's got the focus enough to stay with somebody and know how to defend them. But, yeah, she did an amazing job. And the rest of the team did a good job. You don't guard somebody like that one-on-one, right? And I thought our help defense was on point. I thought we did a great job. We wanted to take away their two shooters, Poffenbarger and Garzone, and they only made one shot between the two of them. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, when you take away those two players and you're stretching the defense, sure, you're going to give up some lanes to that player. But ultimately, if you allow them to make threes and you allow her to get going, then you're in trouble. But so we at least took away one of the two things we wanted to.
Yeah, a complete team effort in the win and defensively. But as a follow-up to Sophia Bell, something you talked about before is the energy and the exhaustion it can induce when you're guarding the opponent's best player. Oftentimes, Sophia Bell is defending a star in the Big Ten, and she's still able to find the energy. You've described her as a robot, and in this game she had enough energy to hit some key threes in the fourth quarter.
You know, have you noticed in the last month she's really looking to be aggressive offensively, and I think it's changed her game, and it's really helped us change our game. I think offensively right now we're clicking. You know, our possessions, we're drawn out longer possessions. We're not trying to score too early. We're letting things happen, and she's a big part of that. And, yeah, those 4 threes that she hit, it was three in a row late, right?
Yep.
And for her to have that kind of stamina to give the effort on the defense and do what she did offensively, that was very noteworthy. And this is not going to air before the announcement, but we know that Ehis is going to pick up the first Big Ten Player of the Year award.
Player of the Week?
Or Player of the Week award, not year. Now, I hope she gets Player of the Year.
So that's a huge announcement.
That's her first one
That's
since we've been in the league.
Amazing. And deserved.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. Is she just starting to turn it on and blossom right before our eyes? It's so much fun to see, and it makes us so much better. Now we have that inside presence, and we went to her, you know, and the great thing about Ehis is she's a good passer and a willing passer.
Yeah.
She's a good ball handler. When teams press us, she's our second best ball handler right now against pressure, so she's kind of doing it all for us.
In that fourth quarter of your first 19 points, she scored or assisted on 16 of those. I mean, she was crucial in the fourth. What have you seen from her? I mean, we saw glimpses in the past, but just feels like she's getting confident and realizing she has the ability to take over.
Well, I think that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest difference, and she's starting to now seeing it, so she's starting to believe it. We've talked to her for 2 years now and how great she can be, and I think in her mind she doesn't always believe it, but now she's starting to see it, and with the seeing it comes the belief, and if she continues to play like this, we become an entirely different team. And it allows people like Sophia to make the threes because, you know, it gives Katie more room to operate. And, yeah, just it leads to other things. So I'm just so happy for her and proud of her that she continues to work.
And how about just overall? You beat Rutgers by 21 and you get the win over Maryland. A 2-0 road trip. That had to feel good coming off the previous road trip.
And that's a first for us. You know, last year we split every road trip. First time we've swept it. And, yeah, I think anytime you can beat a team like that, now that's 2 top 25 wins on the road. That just, again, it gives your team a lot of confidence. And, you know, and who knows, it can hopefully now lead to more. And now let's turn that road magic into some home magic and beat some of these quality teams that we have coming up at home.
Talking with Ducks head coach Kelly Graves. You know, and just to cap off talking about Saturday, something that was also special is you had family there. Your son, Max, lives in Baltimore, so you were able to – look at that. We got a photo up if you're watching. It's him with his wife and you there at the Capitol. Really cool to have him, and it felt like he brought a big crowd of people.
He did. They've got a circle of friends back there that, you know, they're really tight-knit. It's the same group that they all were in Italy for their wedding. You know, we all stayed in one big villa.
Yeah.
And so I kind of consider them family, and we outfitted them in a bunch of Oregon gear, even though there were several Terrapins, you know, in that group. And yeah, we had actually a lot of Duck fans there.
Yeah.
It was surprising. And we had a few even at Rutgers. So it was neat, and it was good to see him. They love Baltimore. They just bought a home there. Max was one of our practice guys. He's a Duck. He graduated from Oregon, and you know his wife's an attorney and works for the government. And so they've got a great life, and he just loves his Ducks, man. After every game, he watches every single game, and will send me, you know, comments, good and bad, after
his analysis.
So it's neat to see, and to that point too, Senator Wyden. You know, a huge Duck fan. It was so great, and he was so gracious in giving us a tour of the Capitol. That's going to be one of the things I'll remember forever. It was so cool, and you know, and to spend some time with Ron, who's a big time Duck, and he loves our team.
It was a cool experience. A great trip overall, man.
It was
a lot to like on that trip, and
except for the weather, man. Alive, was it cold? Jeez,
it's cold.
Ooh. Eugene's looking pretty good
right?
now.
You come back, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And now you have Illinois on Wednesday. It's another tough team. They're on the fringe of the national top 25. They just beat Washington, a ranked road win.
Handled them, too.
Yeah,
ended up double figures, but they were ahead the entire time, completely controlled that game.
What stands out about Illinois? What makes them tough?
Their inside play right now is spectacular. You know, they're 4 and 5 positions. Their 2 inside kids are getting about 33, 34 points a night, and they're just playing really well. They've got a lot of quickness and athleticism on the perimeter. We had a good game against them last year at their place. We just couldn't stop them from penetrating, and they got to the rim over and over and over. So that problem still exists, but now they've got 2 inside scorers. So we're gonna really have to be on point defensively to beat these guys. But we're certainly capable of it for sure. But they're playing well.
I had a basketball question for you about this team and the points in the paint. You've talked about, hey, scoring in the paint is also about the guards. The last 3 are averaging about 40 points in the paint per game. But I see you talk to the team about, it's not just about, I think from a fan perspective, it's get the ball inside. What are they doing? Get the ball inside. Well, from a guard's perspective, you got to find the right angle. The posts have to get into position, make sure they're available. So what's that been like developing that with the team is how to enter it into the post and do that effectively?
Well, you work on it, right? There's a lot of moving parts. The center or inside players have to get the correct position. The guards have to know the angles to get them the ball. Sometimes you don't want to throw it in there. It's not let's always get it inside. But like you said, points in the paint don't just come from the inside players. It comes from the guards. I always use the example Tony Parker, a point guard, a Hall of Fame point guard. He led the NBA with all those giants in points in the paint 4 or 5 times in his career because he was always getting downhill. He was getting steals and laying it up and, whatever the case may be. So, yeah, when we're better with getting it inside, either guard penetration or into our inside people, we become a much better team because we shoot the ball very well from the 3. So if we can also get easy baskets around the rim, that sets up the 3-point game. So it all works together.
It
and
does.
Some nights you can't do either. And then some nights you're really clicking and everything's working.
And you brought up the Rutgers game and with the Maryland win, didn't have your best 3-point shooting game, 33%, capable of shooting better percentage, but still got the job done. So that's what's exciting is it feels like there's a higher ceiling, still more out there.
I love where we're at. I mean, I wish we had a better record, and our record's still very, very good, but I just think we're getting better. We're starting to turn a corner. I think our players, we're a young team. People forget that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just starting to click. We're starting to understand better. We have better offensive possessions. Defensively, we're starting to connect. Again, gave up 61 points to one of the best teams, offensive teams in the country on their home floor. That's getting it done.
And got Illinois Wednesday. Ohio State is up to number 10 in the country on Sunday. A couple big games coming up. Oh, the shoes. Thank you.
Yeah,
Those
these
are
Sabrinas.
The Sabrinas, the KGs.
Yeah. My design, Nike came down. We helped put this together, and Sabrina approved it. You can see the Sab pink logo right there, and you can get these on the Nike website.
These are sweet.
Yeah.
I am admittedly not a sneakerhead necessarily, but it feels like the Sabrinas are on the rise. I mean, they're everywhere right now.
It's a great shoe. Although, I will say this, Sabrina, we love you. Love you. We want to promote your products all the time. However, our record is not that great when we wear our gray Sabrinas. So, Sab, we maybe send us some new ones as a staff, and we recalibrate.
There you go.
Because, right now when we've worn those gray ones, I love them, but our record hasn't been that stellar.
Numbers don't lie.
And I don't like the jaw look, those crazy bedazzled one we have. They're pretty cool. I think everybody else likes them. But the 63-year-old head coach, not necessarily my vibe. But we win in them, so that's why we keep wearing them.
Coach Gray.
Anyway, you get these on the Nike website.
There you go. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you. Good being with you guys. And by the way, thanks for all the work in the background. I don't think we give enough credit to these
great
superstars back here in the
Phillips,
back.
Ryan Milano, the whole crew.
Yep. Yeah, there we go. All right, go Ducks.
He's one of a kind.
Timeout. When we come back, Mia Jacobs getting ready for some Oregon women's basketball tonight. 5:30 pregame, 6 o'clock tip at Matthew Knight Arena. Going to talk with one of the stars next on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, we're more than just an award-winning golf course and practice facility. Our events team offers all-inclusive event pricing that allows us to take care of all the details while you enjoy your event. Our indoor and outdoor venues offer you a wide variety of fully staffed options that put the focus on you. From weddings to business and social events, at Shadow Hills Country Club Events Center, you get the benefits of a resort atmosphere and amenities in a peaceful country setting, just minutes from downtown Eugene. Call for a tour today or visit shadowhillsevents.com.
Hey Duck fans, at Country Financial, they make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, their representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial. Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
Your daily dose of Oregon athletics. This is Duck Insider from Learfield.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. My way of continuing my service is to help protect my community by being a responsible gun owner and by storing firearms safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Duck Insider presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mack in the Country Financial Studio. Mia Jacobs sat down with Chris Clayton this week as part of our Toyota Coaches Show series. Our player interview this week was Mia Jacobs, and boy, she's been a valuable addition to Oregon women's basketball. 6 o'clock tip tonight against Illinois. Mia Jacobs talking about her career, and well, let's just say that they covered some things that I did not know about.
Coming off the East Coast road trip, 2-0 with wins over Rutgers and Maryland. We got Mia Jacobs in studio.
Hello.
And this is exciting. A great opportunity for Duck fans to get to know you. They've seen you on the court. What has been this experience like coming over and being a Duck so far?
It's been great. I love Eugene. I love everything about it, and it's been great. It's a nice warm day today, so I'm pretty happy.
Right? It's got to feel a little bit like home, like Australia, right?
Yeah. It's nice being back over this side. The East Coast is a bit cold for me.
Yes, that's fair. And speaking of the East Coast, it's what you're used to. You played at LaSalle, so you had some experience with that. But, man, that was a great win, especially the one at Maryland. Another strong fourth quarter. It feels like you guys have had such huge fourth quarters in your big wins this year. What is it about that this team that allows you guys to thrive in those big moments?
Yeah, I think we just trust each other, and whoever's on the roll or whoever's going good, we kind of make sure we're giving the ball to them, make sure we're spacing out and giving them opportunities to thrive. So it's been really good. So like in that fourth quarter, we kept going to East, and then we were able to swing the ball outside to get Sophia through a few threes too. So making sure like we're finding the hot hand at the right time.
And it seems like part of what makes you and the team unique is you can space the floor out. You know, when you're playing the 4 or the 5, you've got such elite outside shooters. And for you, you're top 10 in the Big Ten in both three-pointers made and three-point percentage here this season. What has allowed you to thrive from beyond the three-point line this year?
Yeah, I think just my teammates being able to create and then find me. So most of my shots are from passes from them, so I barely shoot off the dribble. So making sure like that I'm in the right spots and moving for them so that they can find me.
And speaking of that catch and shoot, you have something that stands out, just such a quick release off the catch and shoot. You can get up there quickly, and you're still very consistent with it. What was the process like developing that quick release that you have?
Lots of reps in the gym,
Yes.
but my dad coaches me, so even now he'll give me a call or I'll call him, but he tries to stay out of it at the moment, but he lets the coaches do them, but if I ever need feedback or anything, he's always there to help, but yeah.
That's nice. So your dad was somebody that trained with you a lot with basketball growing up?
Yeah, so he pretty much took on a coaching role. He learned more about basketball for all three of us, me and my two sisters, to kind of improve and make sure that we got to a level that we wanted to be. And yeah, he did a great job and still does a great job.
Yeah, and I understand he didn't even play basketball
No.
at least a high level growing up. So what was it about basketball that he felt like, or maybe it was you guys who felt like that was going to be your sport?
Yeah, so we at the time we were living in Sydney, so my sisters were playing soccer, but because it rained so much, they would cancel the games. So Mum and Dad said, okay, let's go inside. So we started playing basketball. And then obviously the little sister that I am, I wanted to play it too. So we did almost everything growing up with the sports, but we ultimately decided to do basketball and I followed along. And it was great to be able to push myself against two older girls as well, which were a couple years older. So just having that and having them was such a great thing, like as I was growing up. And then Dad was like, okay, like if this is what you want to do, I'll help you. And he learnt so much about the game and is now an incredible coach and has continued to do that as something that he loves.
That's really cool. That must feel great for him to put in the grind of educating himself and seeing your twin sisters, Claire and Amy. They played D1 basketball and now play professionally. And you guys got to play together at LaSalle. Claire and Amy were on the team, you were on the team, and you guys started together. So there were 3 Jacobs on the floor. What was that experience like?
It was crazy. Obviously, we're all in a different place. We're 36 hours from home. So having them my freshman year was just incredible. I loved it. And I'm glad that that happened. And I'm glad that I now get to make my own name at a different school. But yeah, I wouldn't change it from the world. I was able to play my freshman year. I was able to get a lot of experience that year. So I think it was really important that I went there. I went with them, and it was really cool.
You were part of the Atlantic 10 Conference all-rookie team there, and then you go to Fresno State. You were one of the best players in the Mountain West. When you went to the transfer portal, you were one of the most sought-after transfers on the market, if you will. Teams really wanted you. So what was it about Oregon that made you want to be a Duck?
Yeah, I love the family environment, and then obviously the style of play is very suited to me and is very similar to the Australian style of play. It's very fast-paced. We love to shoot the three, but we also have a quiet motion offense, which allows a lot of people to get shots, a lot of movement and things like that, which I really loved. And then I just love Oregon too.
Yeah.
It's cool. I like the West Coast and then all of the nature, and I'm a love for the outside and hiking and walking and all of that stuff, so being able to do that is really cool too.
Are you a big hiker?
Yes, but not like hike.
Not like serious.
Yeah, not hour hikes, but like a little dabble up a mountain.
Yeah, I
I'll
think people
do that.
can relate to that.
Yeah.
Nothing too serious. Just
I don't have any boots or anything, but no hiking sticks, but
that's cool.
I'll slowly get up a mountain and see the top, but yeah.
That's a huge benefit to Oregon. What's the adjustment been like on the court in the Big Ten? I know at LaSalle and at Fresno State, you play top-tier teams, so you got used to it. There's some really good teams in those conferences too. But, I mean, in the Big Ten, you got ranked team here, ranked team there. It's just a grind game to game. What's that experience been like?
Yeah, it was one of the reasons why I wanted to transfer. I wanted to push myself, and I think I've done a pretty good job so far, but obviously it's going to be more helpful for me after college, and if I want to play overseas or back at home, it's going to help me defensively, offensively. So being able to kind of see how the movement is going with the Big Ten and the physicality and stuff like that has been really helpful. But I honestly haven't found it too difficult. There's obviously some games where I've been like, okay, like kind of making excuses, but at the end of the day, it's still basketball, and they're just a different name on their chest. So.
Mia Jacobs talking with Chris Clayton here in the Country Financial Studio. Good time out on Duck Insider. Come back, finish up that chat, and get you ready for women's basketball tonight on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by one of your local branches today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
We know you turn to the Duck Store for all your game day needs. And for students at the University of Oregon, it's even more. Class supplies, jobs, a seat on our board, a place to take a quick coffee break. Because we're your student-first, non-profit college store, every purchase you make directly supports the very community we serve. From working in our counters to studying in the classroom, from directing our stores to cheering in the stands, the people we serve, the students, are the very people who are the Duck Store.
You're listening to Duck Insider. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
This message is for Shauna, my mom, who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You told me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Don't act like that. Don't wear that. Don't think that. I've heard everything you tell yourself every time you felt different. And I want you to know that you can be vulnerable and powerful. That taking care of your mind is taking care of everyone you love and who loves you. Love your mind. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Segment on a Wednesday as we get ready for women's basketball here tonight at 6 o'clock. Chris Clayton continuing his conversation with a standout performer for Oregon women's basketball, Mia Jacobs.
Basketball is what you're used to now, but we were talking before, something you have a strong background in as well is netball. For those of you that don't know out there, Duck fans, what netball is, can you describe netball and talk about your background playing that sport?
It's pretty much a sport that is very similar to basketball. It's almost the exact same court length, but the ball is about the same size, but it's way lighter. And then you can only go on different, like kind of how soccer is, where you have the different positions, but there's no backboard.
That's
on the
biggest
ring.
thing that's jarring, I think, to watch netball. It's a basketball hoop with no backboard.
Yeah. So, but also you're allowed to block the ball before it goes in. So if you could jump high enough and the ball's about to go, you can knock it out.
Okay.
And you could also lift defenders up. So in New Zealand, they do this
amazing.
a lot. This is one of their like signatures where the defenders will lift each other up and try and block the ball. But you have to stay 3 feet apart from each other.
Interesting.
So the taller you are, whatever. Normally our like center are smaller, and then our goal shooters, like 6'3", 6'4", can be as tall as that, and then the defenders are the same.
Interesting. So when did you start playing that?
I think it was when I was about 12.
Okay.
It wasn't like
so you had your
from young.
Your basketball background was first, and then you jumped into netball.
Yeah. So when I moved over to Perth, I kind of was playing basketball, and one of the girls on the team, her mum coached netball, and was like, "Oh, why don't you just come over play?" Because it was on a Saturday and basketball was on Sunday, so just to get more activity, I guess. But yeah.
That's really cool.
That's how that ended up happening, and then just kept going a little bit, and then,
How did your teammates feel with you showing up to netball and being immediately one of the best players, even though you didn't have maybe as much of a background as they did?
Yeah, I think some people were a bit iffy about it because it was like, who's this random chick just showing up? But at the end of the day, if the team was winning, then it didn't really matter, but yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a really unique experience. And for you now, as you've obviously committed yourself to basketball and are playing at a really high level, what are some of your long-term goals that you'd like to achieve?
I want to play professionally, so either over in Europe or in Australia. But yeah, kind of just seeing how things go. But yeah.
What about off the court? Any goals there?
Oh, I do a lot of sports photography off the court.
Yes.
So I've done some football games and basketball games, and that's something that I really enjoy as well. So I hope to get maybe something in the NBA kind of like professionally sports, but we're working on that right now.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see how that goes.
There's a really cool feature by Big Ten Network released on social media and on the broadcast too about your photography. You were able to be a photographer at an Oregon football game and some Oregon soccer games. What's that experience been like coming over here and being able to flex your photography?
Yeah, it's great. I get to use my creative side, which is very important. I think having something other than basketball is just really important for not just on the court, off the court, but mentally. It's something that separates me, so I'm not only basketball, because yes, basketball is really important, but it's not my whole life, and I'm not going to be doing it forever. So making sure I can do other things and use my knowledge and my creativity in other ways too.
And now we're already in February. I mean, this is your last season of college basketball. Over a month left of your season. What do you want to still improve on here and finish strong the rest of the year?
Yeah, I want to make sure I'm keep rebounding, and then my defense, making sure that I'm not a liability, and as Coach Kelly says, but you know what, I'm trying to prove him wrong at this point, but but it's good. It pushes me and it makes me better, and even from the start of the year to now, it wasn't something that I was focusing on, and now I'm not going to play if I don't do it. So at the end of the day, it's something that's important and important for the team, and then just keep accuracy for shooting and making sure our team keeps winning. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. What's the adjustment been like? You know, with all due respect to Fresno State and LaSalle, obviously this team, you got a Big Ten team and a really good Ducks team this year. You have other stars on the team, right? It's not just as simple as, hey, get me the ball and get out of the way. What's it been like kind of picking your spots and finding balance with your teammates?
Yeah, it's refreshing that I don't have to do multiple things at once and think about too much, but I think the trust comes through. Like, obviously there's some times that I'm still like a little bit iffy, but the trust of just knowing that if I don't have the ball, if I don't touch the ball, like, it's okay and things like that. So I think we have so many different girls that can score at any given night. I think we've had maybe 7 different top scorers over the entire season. So people have to really prepare for more than just our starters. We play almost 8-9 people a game, so making sure, and we all come in with all different things, so it's really hard to scout. It's really hard to see who shows up each day, and maybe it's going to be our bigs, maybe it's our guards, so it's really exciting, and it's nice to.
Well, Hisa Tute, to Mia's point, that's Mia Jacobs talking there. Hisa Tute is the Big Ten Player of the Week after her great performance over the weekend. And then, you know, but like you think about it, Sophia Bell, who hits those key threes that we're all talking about. And Sophia Bell's the one that gets the shutdown defender credit from Kelly Graves in the second half of that Maryland game. Like, the Ducks really have found, I think, some depth and various players that can do various things for this Oregon team. It's been fun to watch of late. Hopefully fun to watch tonight. Oregon women's basketball hosting Illinois, the Stomp Out Cancer game. Wear pink to Matthew Knight Arena. 5:30 pregame show with Chris Clayton and Bev Smith. We got a 6 o'clock tip for the Ducks. Tomorrow, Chris Clayton's here in the studio. See you then.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing